7C, page 73. Exercise 6.
We asked everyone coming to the website to tell us which country they were from. Then we studied the data from the 10 countries that rated the highest number of jokes. There were some interesting differences between nations in terms of the jokes they found funny. For instance, people from the Republic of Ireland, the UK, Australia and New Zealand liked jokes involving a play on words, you know, where a word has two meanings. Americans and Canadians preferred jokes which make fun of someone's sense of superiority. So, jokes where someone looked stupid or was made to look stupid. Many European countries, such as France, Denmark and Belgium, liked jokes that were a bit surreal. Do you know what I mean? European countries also enjoyed jokes about topics that often make us feel anxious, such as death, illness and marriage, like this one. A woman told her friend, "For 18 years my husband and I were the happiest people in the world. Then we met." The other interesting thing about humour is that it's all about timing. Our computers recorded the time that each person rated the jokes. We then looked at the data and examined how the way people found jokes funny changed over the course of the day. It seems people find the jokes funniest at 6 in the evening.
Really?
At 6?
Yes, and they think the joke is least funny at 1:30 in the morning. People also found jokes funnier at different times during the month. They were the funniest on the 15th and less funny towards the end or start of the month. So, if you want to make people laugh, tell a joke on the 15th of the month at 6 in the evening. And finally, many of the jokes people sent were about animals. We found that jokes about ducks are funnier than others. Why do you think that is?
Perhaps it's because of their feet and their funny walk.
Or the funny sound they make.
That's right. Anyway, if you're going to tell a joke about an animal, make it a duck. Quack, quack.
7D, page 74. Exercises 2 and 4. Part 1.
Did I tell you about the time I went on a bike ride at night?
No, what happened?
Well, I have a friend who's really into cycling, and he once said, "Come on, Ben, go on a night ride with us." My wife has a bike, so I took it out that night. 3 of his friends were there who were sort of super jocks.
Really athletic, huh?
Yeah, but they immediately started laughing. Apparently, I have a girl's mountain bike.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know. Anyway, they started putting on elbow pads and all this protective clothing, and I was dressed in my shorts and t-shirt, and then they started putting on their helmets, like those helmets that have lights on them.
Like the ones you use for camping?
That's right. So we started going along this road by the ocean, and it was great. The moon was out. We'd gone 3 miles, and I was getting kind of tired, but I was enjoying it.
So, what happened next?
(7D), page 74. Exercises 3 and 5. Part 2.
After we'd gone 5 miles, we got to the top of this hill and everybody got off their bikes. I was thinking, yes, we did it. But then they started checking their bikes and gear and pulling out power bars, you know, those high-energy cereal bars. And I said, "What's going on?" And they said, "Well, we're ready to start now."
You mean you just started?
Uh-huh. And one guy, who's super serious, just looked at me and said, "Whatever happens, don't fight the mountain."
Don't fight the mountain. You're kidding.
I had no idea what it meant, but it scared me. And as they were going down the hill, I was falling behind.
They were too fast for you.
That's right. But I got this adrenaline rush, and I was doing okay, and I could hear them up ahead shouting, "Come on, Ben!" And I suddenly heard one of them yell out, "No brunch! No brunch!" And I think, this is some kind of biking term? I mean, we're going so well, we're not going to stop to eat the power bars now. So I'm thinking, yeah, no brunch, no brunch. Then I look up, and suddenly there is this great big tree in front of me.
Oh, no!
And you know they say when an accident happens, everything slows down, you go in slow motion, and you do whatever it takes to save yourself in that moment?
Yeah?
That didn't happen. So I slammed right into it. And as I came to, they were all looking at me saying, "Ben, didn't you hear? We were shouting low branch."
Oh, I see. Low branch, not brunch. Oh, that's so funny. Actually, that reminds me of the time I went for a midnight swim with some friends.
Seven E, page 76. Exercises 3 and 4. Sam Harris. Part 1.
Let me tell you a bit about myself. I have a problem. I can't stop setting up online businesses. I'm basically a serial e-commerce entrepreneur, which is my real passion. In 1998, I started one of the UK's first price comparison websites. Then I became a co-founder of a clothing online retailer. But today, I'd like to tell you about Instant Desks. We can make a desk appear like magic. It's our new business venture, and it's already profitable. Well, we haven't lost any money yet. Don't you think that's great? Most startups don't make any money in their first year.
7E, page 77. Exercise 5. Part 2. Sam Harris.
At Instant Desks, we bring together businesses with spare desks with people who want to rent desks. If your mum is an entrepreneur, consultant, graphic designer, or any other kind of freelancer, and she would like to rent some desk space with similar kinds of people, then she should use our site. Professionals, who we call deskers, can move into an office with interesting colleagues, where they'll have access to not only a desk, but also a broadband connection, a meeting room, and other facilities. We can also help companies who are hoping to make a bit of extra money and want to rent out some spare desks. So how does Instant Desks work? The site has a really simple search engine. Enter the city or postcode of the area where you need desk space and how far you want to travel. You'll then get descriptions of desk spaces that are available in that area, complete with photos and maps. And if you're an advertiser, you just need to fill in details of where your office is, how much you want to charge for the workspace, and add anything else like descriptions of printers, the type of people who work there, tea and coffee facilities, that kind of thing. Don't worry, it doesn't take long. The site is incredibly user-friendly. Right, you're probably thinking, how much does it cost? The great thing about Instant Desks is it's absolutely free. It will always be free for people looking for desk space, and there's only a small fee for advertisers. We charge according to the number of completed forms or phone calls a company receives from people who might become deskers or customers. Any questions?
Eight A, page 78. Exercises 3 and 4. Part 1.
Has your organisation gone green? If so, it is one of a few. According to a recent international survey, 80% of the world's businesses are still trying to work out what sustainability means to them. Earlier today, I spoke to Eric Anderson, a consultant and expert on green business.
Now is the perfect time for businesses to go green. The typical first action to take is to work out how to use less electricity and reduce energy costs. If you replace your old light bulbs with low-energy ones, it can cut your electricity bills drastically and make the finance officer very happy. Switch to more eco-friendly, fuel-efficient cars if you have a fleet of company vehicles. Many companies now buy energy-efficient equipment as well. Another typical move is to do something with all that stuff in the waste paper bins. If you launch a recycling scheme, it probably won't save you money, but it will help to engage your employees and to win the all-important approval of your customers. Companies are also starting to buy part of their electricity supply from renewable sources, such as wind and solar power. Unless you have a lot of time and money, it makes sense to start with these simple initiatives.
8A, page 79. Exercise 9, Part 2.
The experts agree that easy measures such as energy-efficient lighting or recycling schemes can only produce limited results. The search engine Google is one corporation that is taking green initiatives to the next level. Robin Beavers leads the company's Green Business and Operations Strategy team in California. I spoke to her by phone.
We use a lot of electricity, and it just seems like the responsible thing to do, to show that a corporation can make a positive impact on the environment, but also that we can do it in a way that makes sense for our business. For instance, our large solar installation was a major project. 9,000 solar panels now cover the rooftops of our headquarters Googleplex. These produce renewable energy without greenhouse gas emissions and provide 30% of the power we need at peak times. It makes good business as well as environmental sense. We'll earn our investment back in 7.5 years, and after that, we'll have cheap power for decades.
The company finds ways to engage its staff too. Google donates money to charity if employees ride their bikes, walk, or skateboard to work. It manages shuttle buses to carry Googlers to and from work, and provides benefits for those who car share or take the train. And if they must use a car, the company encourages them to use an eco-friendly version, offering a cash incentive to staff who drive fuel-saving hybrid cars. And it's not just large corporations that are making the transition to sustainable business. PB Copy, a two-man digital printing operation in Surrey, Canada, has found an innovative way to go green. The owners, Kevin LaHaye and Shane Fortune, have connected an exercise bicycle to a battery pack to generate power for their office equipment. I spoke to Kevin LaHaye.
We put in a couple of hours a day on the bike in the winter months. On days with lots of sunshine, our solar panels are able to generate most of the power to charge the batteries. If you pedal for 10 minutes, it'll power 100 copies on the digital printer. When the battery is full, it can power 3 to 4 hours of printing. We ask customers to participate by riding the bike for a few minutes while they're waiting for their copies. They usually think we're joking, but most people agree when they see we're being serious.
Combining this with 2 solar panels means 90% of the company's print jobs now use renewable energy. LaHaye believes this gives his company a competitive advantage.
8D, page 84. Exercises 7 and 8.
Can I have a word?
Sure, what's up?
We've got a little problem with the photocopiers. They keep jamming.
Oh, no.
I think it might be the new recycled paper. It's a bit of a pain.
Perhaps we should go back to using normal paper. It's not very eco-friendly, though.
I called the paper manufacturers, and they say their paper isn't the problem.
But you think it is?
Don't know. Maybe.
Do we know how often the copiers jammed before we used the recycled paper?
Well, no, not really.
So what if we do a little experiment? We could use normal paper in, say, half the copiers and the recycled stuff in the others, and record any paper jams over the next month, say?
Why's that?
Well, then we'll know if it's a problem with the copiers or the recycled stuff.
Okay. I like that idea. It's a start.
That's right. And we can see what happens.
Good. Well, we haven't figured it out yet, but I think I know what to do now.
Great.
And that was useful. Thanks.
8D, page 84. Exercise 10.
My car's broken down again.
What's the problem this time?
I don't know. It's a real headache.
It's so unreliable. You need a new one.
Have you seen the prices of new cars?
Yeah, I know, but you can't do your job without it. If we buy one second-hand, it'll be cheaper.
What? Get one that's just a few years old?
Yes.
We'd still need a loan to pay for it. Interest rates are terrible.
Not if we borrowed against the house.
That's an idea. I'll call the bank tomorrow.
So, we have a plan of action now.
Yeah, I'm glad you thought of that.
8E, page 87. Exercises 6 and 7.
Environmental considerations play an important part in office design today. And we're not just talking about new projects, but also existing buildings. So, what makes an office green? Well, there are various things that can reduce the negative environmental impact of a building and improve the well-being of its occupants. Firstly, let's take the location of the building. It's important to ask the question, can staff easily walk, cycle, or take public transport to the office? A second consideration is the use of water and a commitment to saving water wherever possible. Thirdly, in order to help reduce the organisation's carbon dioxide emissions, offices should be designed to use less energy, for instance, through the use of energy-efficient equipment. A fourth factor is material selection. Is it an office that's been built using recyclable materials and organic, non-volatile paints? We now realise that chemical emissions from certain paints and materials aren't good for our health. Fortunately, there are organic products which offer healthier, eco-friendly alternatives. The fifth area is indoor environmental quality. For instance, the use of glass walls and doors to make the most of natural light, and also improved ventilation systems. The green office doesn't just look nicer, it makes people feel better too. A better quality of air and access to natural light make a huge difference. Studies show that access to daylight improves worker productivity by between 5 to 25%. Organisations are naturally concerned about the cost of all this, but there is a strong business case for the green office. Many examples show that over time it actually saves money because energy bills are lower and staff productivity is higher. One recent example in the US is the case of the software maker Adobe Systems. The company spent $1.4 million on a green office project at its San Jose headquarters and earned that investment back in energy savings in under 10 months. To conclude, I believe that the sustainable office is both good for the environment and good for business too.
(9C), page 92. Exercises 2 and 3. 1.
I always prepare what I'm going to say before I make a phone call in English. I write down something like, "Hello, it's Martin here. I'm phoning about the email you sent me. I have a few questions about," and so on. If you know what you're going to say before you pick up the phone, it makes it easier.
2.
I'm a trainer in communication skills. I often tell people, take a deep breath before you phone someone up, or when you hear the phone ringing. Breathing really helps because the caller can hear it in your voice. They can tell if you're prepared or not. You can also use neat little phrases like, Hold on a minute, please. I'll just check that for you. You can use the time to check the information or think about what you're going to say next. It's also good to end the call on a positive note, saying, "Thanks for calling. It's good doing business with you," or "I'll look into it and I'll get back to you."
3.
Well, I work in sales and I'm on the phone all day, but I avoid making calls in English. If someone rings up, I ask a colleague to make an excuse and say I'm in a meeting or out of the office. Most people don't phone back. Once, I didn't understand anything a guy was saying. He had a funny accent and spoke too fast, and I kept saying, "Could you repeat that, please?" But in the end, I hung up because I didn't understand a word.
4.
We work in a busy open-plan office, but I prefer to take my phone calls in English in a quiet place, so I always ask the receptionist to put the caller through to a meeting room. And I usually ask my colleague to come with me. She's good at listening, so we put the speakerphone on and we can both listen at the same time. And if I don't understand something, I put the caller on hold and check with my colleague. But you can't do that very often.
9C. Page 93. Exercise 6. Call 1.
Could you, we're not available right now, sorry. Could you please leave a message after the tone? Oh, and our hours of operation are 9 to 5. That's Monday to Friday, but not Saturday. Bye!
Call 2.
Hello, it's Amrit from Nanotech Systems in Delhi. I'd like to speak to the laboratory manager, Isabel Fernandez. It's about some equipment we ordered from you last month. I sent you a couple of emails last week, Isabel. Could you call me back as soon as you can? Thank you.
Call 3.
Hi.
Oh, hello. Is that the IT department?
Yep. How can I help you?
Oh, I'd like to speak to Steve, please.
That's me.
Right. Well, this is Chloe Jones from Hydra Energies. I'm phoning about the software you installed for us recently. I'm afraid we're still having a few problems with it.
Oh, you want to speak to Danny about that?
Danny?
Yep, he's the boss.
The thing is, it's a bit urgent, and I was wondering if you could...
Yeah, sorry, it's his day off. He'll be in tomorrow. I'll tell him you called. Bye.
Call 4.
OK, Chloe, so one of our engineers will come round on Thursday morning to reinstall the programme.
The thing is, we're working on a big project at the moment.
Yes, I understand. I'm sure we'll be able to fix it on Thursday. And I'm really sorry again about not calling you sooner, but, you know, I only got the message this morning. Was there anything else, Chloe?
Yes, just one thing. What's the name of the engineer who's coming?
Let's see. Greg.
Oh, fine. Not Steve, then.
No, it's Greg. He's our software specialist.
Great. I'll see Greg on Thursday at 8 then.
Yes, Thursday at 8 a.m. And if there's anything else, Chloe, just call me on my mobile, OK?
Thanks a lot, Danny.
Thanks for calling. It's good doing business with you. Bye.
Bye.
(9C). Page 93. Exercise 8. Call 1.
Could you, we're not available right now, sorry. Could you please leave a message after the tone? Oh, and our hours of operation are 9 to 5. That's Monday to Friday, but not Saturday. Bye!
(9C), page 93, exercise 10. Call 2.
Hello, it's Amrit from Nanotech Systems in Delhi. I'd like to speak to the laboratory manager, Isabel Fernandez. It's about some equipment we ordered from you last month. I sent you a couple of emails last week, Isabel. Could you call me back as soon as you can? Thank you.
Call 3.
Hi.
Oh, hello. Is that the IT department?
Yep. How can I help you?
Oh, I'd like to speak to Steve, please.
That's me.
Right. Well, this is Chloe Jones from Hydra Energies. I'm phoning about the software you installed for us recently. I'm afraid we're still having a few problems with it.
Oh, you want to speak to Danny about that?
Danny?
Yep, he's the boss.
The thing is, it's a bit urgent, and I was wondering if you could...
Yeah, sorry, it's his day off. He'll be in tomorrow. I'll tell him you called. Bye.
(9C), page 93, exercise 11. Call 4.
OK, Chloe, so one of our engineers will come round on Thursday morning to reinstall the programme.
The thing is, we're working on a big project at the moment.
Yes, I understand. I'm sure they'll be able to fix it on Thursday. And I'm really sorry again about not calling you sooner, but, you know, I only got the message this morning. Was there anything else, Chloe?
Yes, just one thing. What's the name of the engineer who's coming?
Let's see. Greg.
Oh, fine. Not Steve, then.
No, it's Greg. He's our software specialist.
Great. I'll see Greg on Thursday at 8 then.
Yes, Thursday at 8 a.m. And if there's anything else, Chloe, just call me on my mobile, OK?
Thanks a lot, Danny.
Thanks for calling. It's good doing business with you. Bye.
Bye.
9D, page 94, exercise 2. Conversation 1.
Hi.
Hello. Can I help you?
Yes. Tell me how to get to the IT department.
The IT department?
Yes.
It's that way.
Thanks.
Conversation 2.
Can I help you?
Would you be so kind as to give me a chicken sandwich and an orange juice, please?
Excuse me?
Would you be so kind as to give me a chicken sandwich and an orange juice, please?
Yeah, OK. I heard you the first time.
Conversation 3.
OK, so we'll go by train. Peter, do you think you could check the train times on the internet tonight?
No, I can't tonight. Sorry.
Oh, OK. Anna, would you mind checking the times?
9D, page 94, exercises 4 and 5. Situation 1. 1.
A cafe latte, please.
One latte coming up.
2.
Do you mind if I help myself to coffee?
Sure, go ahead. The kitchen is the first door on the right.
Situation 2. 1.
Would it be okay to use the Canon projector for my presentation?
I'm afraid not. The thing is, it's being repaired at the moment.
Oh. Okay. I'll just use my laptop then.
2.
I'd like to speak to somebody in technical support, please.
Press 1 for technical assistance. Press 2 for all other services.
Situation 3. 1.
Do you mind leaving at 4?
Actually, 4 is a bit early. I thought we could leave at about 4:30, if that's all right with you.
Of course. That'll be fine.
2.
Let's leave around 4, OK?
Is that 4 o'clock real time or your time?
4 my time, of course. Cheeky.
Situation 4. 1.
Do you think you could send me those PDF files?
Certainly, I'll do that right away.
2. Oh no! My computer's crashed. Can I use yours?
Actually, I have to send an urgent email. Sorry. Try Liz.
9E, page 97. Exercise 6. Tanya.
I spend a lot of time writing emails and using Skype, and I sometimes organize teleconferences. But they are difficult to set up because of the time differences. And then I have to confirm everything and put any verbal agreements in writing. I think I'm developing a bit of a superwoman syndrome. You know, you think you can do everything yourself, and it's difficult to know when to stop. But I'm really excited about the project.
Lauren.
My supervisor is busy all the time, so I don't get to speak to her on the phone that much. But she trusts me to get on with the job. She's also really good at giving me regular positive feedback, and she always replies within 24 hours. But we usually meet up face-to-face with the team once a month, which is good fun. I think it's important to have that social contact. The downside is I've got to be connected to the intranet most of the time, and sometimes at weekends. But I enjoy the autonomy. That's cool.
Lydia.
The thing I find challenging is that I feel quite isolated. The time differences are a problem too. We usually start talking about work straight away, and there's no time to make small talk. I think remote managers have a difficult time managing people in different locations. I know travel budgets are being cut these days, but I think the team should meet more often face-to-face.
9E, page 97. Exercises 8 and 9.
Hi, Lydia.
Hello, Eric.
What's up?
I'm just phoning to check if you got the user manual for the new software, because it's been updated.
Listen, Lydia, I'm between meetings, so this will have to be quick. Before I forget, can you send me those PDF files with the new project proposals? It's urgent.
The thing is, I haven't received all the proposals yet. There are 2 missing.
I'm sorry, this line's bad. It would be great if you could email them to me today.
Today? I'm really sorry, Eric. Do you mind if I send them on Friday, for the weekend?
The weekend? No, that's too late.
And the thing is, all the project managers have been very busy with this new software.
I know. But I've got meetings all day today and tomorrow. Look, can you do me a favor?
Sure. What is it?
Do you think you could phone the project managers?
Okay. I'll do that straight away. Actually, Eric, I think the team should meet to...
No problem. It's already been set up.
I don't mean another video conference. I mean a face-to-face.
Lydia, is it okay if I call you this evening? About 9?
Is that Oslo time?
Sorry, got to go now, Lydia.
I'll speak to you later then.
Oh, by the way, I'm having trouble using this new software.
I've already sent you the manual, Eric.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
(10A), page 101. Exercise 8. 1.
If I'd been in Carl's position, I'd have done the same.
2.
If he'd known nothing about the software, he'd have had problems doing his job.
3.
My sister wouldn't have got her first job in radio if she had claimed that she already had some experience.
4.
Would the company have fired him if he hadn't been the boss?
10A, page 101. Exercise 10.
Then I went into my new boss's office and told her that she'd be getting a call from Human Resources in a moment. I explained exactly what I'd done. She thanked me for my honesty and told me that there was more on my resume that recommended me beside my degree. She said that I seemed to be doing okay, although I'd only been working there for 2 weeks or so, and she let me stay on. I did very well there, but I learned my lesson and I've never lied on my resume since.
10B, page 103. Exercises 5 and 6. Dan.
It was a dream house. Just what I'd always wanted, in a quiet suburb, perfect for writing. I've been a good friend to Kumar. I've helped him move, and I've also lent him my car. I didn't want to ask him for the money, but hey, house prices are so high these days. Yeah, I guess I should have waited another year. Sure, if Kumar had had financial difficulties, I would have done the same for him. I mean, we've known each other since we were at college. Anyway, he agreed. I paid the down payment and moved in and spent loads of time writing on weekends and during my vacation. The thing is, I couldn't find a publisher for the book. It was really frustrating. So after 6 months of this, I explained the situation to Kumar, saying that I was really sorry, but I didn't have enough money to pay him back. Actually, I was a bit surprised when he looked annoyed and asked me to pay it back by the end of the year. He knows I have the mortgage to pay and that I don't earn much money at the bookstore. And he earns much more than me. Yeah, of course I plan to pay back $2,000 by the new year. I'm going to save up, and if it doesn't work out, I suppose I'll get some extra work in the evenings. I don't know, as a waiter or something? No, I can't ask my mom for the money. No way. She can't afford it on her pension. I just think Kumar could have been a bit more understanding about my financial situation. After all, that's what friends are for, right?
10B, page 103. Exercises 7 and 8. Kumar.
Dan and me used to get on really well until this business with the money. We'd been to college together, and I'd always been able to talk to him about everything, but we never discussed personal finances. I mean, I knew he earned less than me, but he'd never asked me for money before. Sure, when he asked for $5,000 for the down payment for the house, I was surprised. It was a lot of money, but I thought, hey, he's a great guy, so I gave it to him. Yeah, I felt a bit uncomfortable about the situation because I wasn't sure how he planned to repay it. He said he didn't want to ask his mom because she was retired and all that. What was I supposed to do? I couldn't say no, could I? Dan promised to pay me back, and I believed him, although my other friends say I shouldn't have lent him the money. Anyway, 6 months later, he still hadn't paid me back. We'd never agreed on an exact date or anything. He hadn't been able to find a publisher for his book, and I thought, well, that's not my problem. So I just asked him to pay it back by the end of the year. I wasn't charging interest, was I? And he looked kind of offended. But I thought, $5,000 is $5,000. I mean, we've always been close, but he's not family or anything. No, I don't see much of him these days. It seems as if he's avoiding me. He's not answering my calls, stuff like that. If he doesn't have enough money to pay me back, he should ask for a bank loan. But the worst thing is, the money has changed things between us. It shouldn't have affected our friendship.
10D, page 106. Exercise 3.
Companies often resort to the public apology when things go wrong. Take the disastrous opening of Heathrow Airport's Terminal 5. The day the terminal went into full operation in 2008, thousands of passengers suffered long delays and lost their luggage. British Airways quickly apologised and promised immediate action. The company even organised 400 volunteers to help sort out the mess and reunite passengers with their luggage. In another famous example in 2007, US toy company Mattel apologized publicly to Chinese manufacturers and political officials for the recall of nearly 20 million toys made in China. Executive Vice President Thomas Dabrowski said at the time, "Mattel takes full responsibility for these recalls and apologizes personally to you, the Chinese people, and all of our customers who received the toys." Mr. Dabrowski added that a majority of the problems were associated with design problems, not Chinese manufacturers. Experts said this public apology by Mattel in China was important to maintain good relationships with suppliers there. It was all about saving face, and a private apology wouldn't have done that for China.
10D, page 106. Exercises 6 and 7. Conversation 1.
I'm really sorry, Alicia. You know that progress report you wanted today? I'm afraid I haven't had time to finish it. There's just been so much to do, and a few people are off sick. I'll get onto it first thing tomorrow.
Well, thanks for letting me know. Don't worry about it. Tomorrow will be fine.
Conversation 2.
I'm sorry. I didn't see you there. Are you all right?
Yes, fine, thanks.
Conversation 3.
I'm sorry, Werner. I did something silly and accidentally deleted that match you were recording.
What?
I feel really bad about it. I know you love your tennis.
Jin, it was the Shanghai Open final. I really wanted to watch that later.
I know. I'm sorry. Look, I'll make us something special for dinner.
Oh, go on then.
Conversation 4.
Next, please.
Yes, can I have...
Excuse me, I was here before you.
Oh, so sorry. I didn't mean to push in.
That's okay.
10E, page 108. Exercise 4.
How was your day, Tom?
Not bad. Nothing special.
How's that friend of yours? Raoul?
Hey, he found a fantastic cell phone in the park on the way home from school.
Yeah? What did he do with it?
He's gonna keep it. It's much better than his old phone. He threw away the chip and put in his.
Oh.
10E, page 108. Exercise 6.
He's gonna keep it. It's much better than his old phone. He threw away the chip and put in his.
Oh. Do you think he should have done that, Tom? Kept the phone?
Well, no, I guess not.
Why not?
Well, it's not exactly stealing, but it's kind of dishonest.
What did you say to him?
I said he was lucky. I'd really like a cell phone like that.
You know, you could have told him to use the phone to call the owner, or given it to a teacher to find the owner.
Yeah, I know. I'm really sorry. But hey, you found $20 the other day and kept it.
That's not the same.
10E, page 109. Exercises 10 and 11.
Well, we've finished all the shopping.
What do we have for dinner?
I don't know. How about pizza? It's nice and quick.
Okay, sounds good to me. Hey, isn't that Michelle's new boyfriend over there? Who's he with?
I don't know. Look, they're holding hands.
I knew there was something I didn't like about him.
So are you going to tell Michelle?
Tell her? Would that be a good idea?
And if she finds out you knew something but didn't tell her?
Oh, but what if she hates me for telling her? Why don't you talk to her?
She's your sister. I think it's better if you do it.
I'll have to think about it. Hey, I want to go to the bookstore. Let's cross here.
Wait for the light.
Get out of the road!
Watch where you're going!
Are you blind? Light was red!
The light was changing. I had the right of way.
Come on, John, let's go.
C, page 114. Exercise 2.
So, what have we got lined up for next month, Daniel?
Well, there's an interview with dental nurse Sandra Hartzog for our Spotlight On column. I spoke to her last week. She's Australian, you know. She's been working at the hospital for 2 years now, and we haven't done an article about anyone from that department recently.
Have we got a photo to go with the article about her?
Not yet. She's going to email one.
Okay. And Alan Murray has sent his annual message about future plans for the hospital. We'll have to include that somewhere.
Do you think we could put that on page 2, Yasmin? And keep the front page a bit light and fun for the staff?
Yes, he's a good sort. I don't think he'll mind.
And I've got a nice little piece about the new public park. Hospital staff have been helping to raise funds for improvement to the park, and they've collected £5,000 already. The mayor has agreed to attend the official opening.
Yes, that sounds great.
Now, what about something on a big public event? What's on the calendar for next month?
Not much. January and February is kind of a quiet time. There is the Lunar New Year. But we did something on that last year.
It doesn't matter. Nobody will mind. Anyway, there's a big Chinese community locally and it's colourful. We can include images of the Chinese horoscope as well. It'll look good on the page.
Okay, I'll go along with that.
11C, page 114. Exercise 3.
So, how long have you been working at the hospital, Sandra?
I've been working at Barkington for almost 2 years now.
Is that an Australian accent, I hear?
Yes, that's right. I'm originally from Melbourne.
Have you been living in the UK long?
Not very. I've only been living here since 2007. I miss the sun, but I love it here.
Tell us about the project you're working on.
I've been working on the new digital record scheme for 6 months. It's making a huge difference to the way we work.
What do you like doing in your free time?
Well, I never learned to play a musical instrument when I was young, and I've always wanted to. My partner surprised me and bought me a piano for my birthday in September, and I've been learning to play since then, but I'm terrible at it.
11D, page 117. Exercise 7.
Hi, I don't think we've met before. I'm Michaela Perry.
Nice to meet you, Michaela. I'm Dev Sharma.
So tell me about yourself, Dev. Which department are you in?
PR. I'm the assistant to the events coordinator. I'm Rita Krishan.
Really? That's cool. How's it going?
Things are pretty quiet at the moment. It's going to be hectic next month, though. And Amrita's going to be away.
Oh, yes. I hear she's expecting.
That's right. Twins.
Oh, terrific. So who will be in charge when she goes on maternity leave?
Me. I'm taking over from her next month.
Are you? Congratulations.
So how about you, Michaela? What do you do?
Well, I work in IT. I've just become head of special projects, and I'm still finding my feet.
Wow, sounds interesting. Doesn't Massimo work in your department?
Well, yes, he did. Actually, he left under a cloud.
No. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's probably best not to talk about it.
I see. So, Michaela, perhaps you could help me sort out a new database for the PR department.
I'd be very happy to. Hey, maybe at the same time you could give me some ideas for some team-building activities for my new staff.
It's not my area, I'm afraid, but I know just the man to help you. Let me introduce you to Stefan. He's just over there.
D, page 117. Exercise 9. Part 1.
Hi, I don't think we've met before. I'm Michaela Perry.
Nice to meet you, Michaela. I'm Dev Sharma.
So tell me about yourself, Dev. Which department are you in?
PR. I'm the assistant to the events coordinator. Amrita Krishan.
Really? That's cool. How's it going?
Things are pretty quiet at the moment. It's going to be hectic next month, though. And Amrita's going to be away.
Oh, yes, I hear she's expecting.
That's right. Twins.
Oh, terrific. So who will be in charge when she goes on maternity leave?
Me. I'm taking over from her next month.
Are you? Congratulations.
D, page 117. Exercise 10. Part 2.
So how about you, Michaela? What do you do?
Well, I work in IT. I've just become head of special projects, and I'm still finding my feet.
Wow, sounds interesting. Doesn't Massimo work in your department?
Well, yes, he did. Actually, he left on cloud.
No. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's probably best not talk about it.
I see. So, Michaela, perhaps you could...
Hey, maybe at the same time you could give me some ideas for some team-building activities for my new staff.
It's not my area, I'm afraid, but I know just the man to help you. Let me introduce you to Stefan. He's just over there.
E, page 119. Exercise 7.
Marama, I've been thinking about the annual barbecue.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that myself. Summer's fast approaching, so we'll have to start working on it.
Well, I was wondering if we should do something different this year.
What did you have in mind?
Well, I get bored sitting around all day eating. I'd like to do something more active for a change. How about we cancel the barbecue with the staff and their families? I've been reading up on team-building events. We could organise one of these instead.
Would we invite the partners and the kids to it?
No, I'd like it to be more of a work event this year, but we'd have fun, of course. What do you think?
It could work. I mean, if you've involved staff in planning the activities, it will motivate them more. You know, find out what they enjoy doing and learning.
Good point. Can you ask around then?
OK, will do.
11E, page 119. Exercise 8. 1.
Yeah, we've been having a summer barbecue for years now. I think it's time for a change. I'm only 25, so it isn't of much interest to young people like me in the company. It would be different if they organised some team sports or something on the day for those who want to do something more active.
2.
To tell you the truth, I'm really not keen on team-building events. It seems like it's just for the sporty types, and I don't see how being competitive helps to develop a team spirit. The winners go away happy, and the losers feel miserable. I know there are a lot of sporty types among the engineers, but I think team-building events are a waste of time.
3.
I've got a suggestion. I think it would be good if we do some volunteer work as a team-building exercise for the day. You know, we could plant some trees somewhere or do something more useful than hanging off ropes. Let's make the event something that brings the team together and is worthwhile at the same time.
4.
Most of us have young families in the company, and my husband and kiddies love coming to the barbecue every year. They'll miss it if we don't do it this year, and I'm going to feel guilty if I have to go off somewhere without them.
5. A friend of mine told me about a great event she attended. She said that each group had to plan and put on a show together. She said it was fun and non-competitive, and everyone was able to draw on their creativity. They discovered all sorts of hidden talents. At the end of the day, it was entertaining to see the shows. 12B, page 122. Exercises 4 and 5.
So now we're going over to South London to speak to Tim Gordon, our correspondent there. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning.
Could you tell us how she is this morning?
Well, I heard from the hospital just half an hour ago. It seems she's a little better this morning. She's had breakfast and was talking to the hospital staff.
Do you know why she was taken ill like this?
The hospital hasn't made any official statement. It's possible that it was mainly stress. People are saying that the latest tour was a mistake so soon after her recent operation, and of course there's been her divorce as well.
But it was very dramatic, the way it suddenly happened during the interval of the concert. There has been speculation in the press that this was a heart attack. Is that still a possibility?
Well, like I said, the hospital hasn't confirmed anything.
Have you spoken to her daughter yet?
No, but she's staying nearby. We're expecting her to visit later this morning.
So we can't rule out the possibility that this was a heart attack?
No, it could have been.
12C, page 124. Exercise 1. 1.
Well, I've often paid for flights and holidays on the internet and felt safe about giving my credit card details. But this one time, I was nearly ripped off. You see, I hired a car through this cheap online car hire company. But when my credit card bill arrived, they'd overcharged me by €500. So, I emailed the company and they say the €500 is just being held as a deposit and they'd refund my money within 15 days. Well, it didn't happen, and so I keep phoning and emailing, but I just get an unanswerable message or no reply at all. It was really frustrating. Anyway, in the end, I reported them to the trading standards people. They were absolutely great. They found out this car hire company was still operating, got the address, and wrote to them. And, I got my money back. Needless to say, I've learned my lesson. I'll only give my details online to well-known, reputable companies now. I mean, there are a lot of internet scams about these days.
2.
Results from a survey reveal that 60% of UK homeowners prefer cash-in-hand builders. The survey commissioned by the National Federation of Builders claims that over half of Britons would risk hiring a cowboy builder to carry out work on their home. 61% of the 2,000 UK adults surveyed attempted by a tax-free deal on their building work because of the high costs. Many people are victim to cowboy tradesmen in order to save money, but then find they have no legal protection when things go wrong. There are over 100,000 complaints made about rogue tradesmen each year, according to figures from the trading standards.
3.
So yesterday I was at work. I work in a chemist's. This guy comes up and we were really busy for a Monday. And so anyway, he dropped off a prescription and I told him that it would be about half an hour because we were, really busy. And so anyway, I passed his prescription to the pharmacist and continued to serve the other customers in the shop. Well, he comes back about 40 minutes later. In the meantime, the pharmacist had given the prescription back to me because we didn't have any in stock. Well, he got really angry about it all. He started screaming and yelling, this service is terrible, blah, blah, blah. Let me talk to your manager. I mean, this guy was really shouting. And so, my manager comes over and she tries to talk to him and, he keeps shouting and insulting her. I mean, we didn't do anything wrong. We didn't make any mistakes. I didn't know we wouldn't have any of that medicine when I told him to come back in half an hour. Well, as you can imagine, we're not going to serve that man again.
4.
Overcharged bills, low-quality goods, poor customer service. Just when bad business thought it was safe to rip people off, there's a new consumer site that's hit the internet. www.iripoff.com. A site designed by consumers for consumers. By filling out an anonymous complaint, it's like putting up your very own website. Users can upload images and attach voice audio to their complaints. Complaints which are then visible to millions worldwide on www.iripoff.com.
12C, page 124. Exercise 2. 1.
Well, I've often paid for flights and holidays on the internet and felt safe about giving my credit card details. But this one time, I was nearly ripped off. You see, I hired a car through this cheap online car hire company. But when my credit card bill arrived, they'd overcharge me by €500. So, I emailed the company and they say the €500 is just being held as a deposit and they'd refund my money within 15 days. Well, it didn't happen, and so I keep phoning and emailing, but I just get an unanswerable message or no reply at all. It was really frustrating. Anyway, in the end, I reported them to the trading standards people. They were absolutely great. They found out this car hire company was still operating, got the address, and wrote to them. And, I got my money back. Needless to say, I've learned my lesson. I'll only give my details online to well-known, reputable companies now. I mean, there are a lot of internet scams about these days.
12C, page 124. Exercise 3. 2.
Results from a survey reveal that 60% of UK homeowners prefer cash-in-hand builders. The survey commissioned by the National Federation of Builders claims that over half of Britons would risk hiring a cowboy builder to carry out work on their home. 61% of the 2,000 UK adults surveyed attempted by a tax-free deal on their building work because of the high costs. Many people are victim to cowboy tradesmen in order to save money, but then find they have no legal protection when things go wrong. There are over 100,000 complaints made about rogue tradesmen each year, according to figures from the trading standards.
12C, page 124. Exercise 4. 3.
So yesterday I was at work. I work in a chemist's. This guy comes up and we were really busy for a Monday. And so anyway, he drops off a prescription and I told him that it would be about half an hour because we were, really busy. And so anyway, I passed his prescription to the pharmacist and continued to serve the other customers in the shop. Well, he comes back about 40 minutes later. In the meantime, the pharmacist had given the prescription back to me because we didn't have any in stock. Well, he got really angry about it all. He started screaming and yelling, this service is terrible, blah, blah, blah. Let me talk to your manager. I mean, this guy was really shouting. And so, my manager comes over and she tries to talk to him and, he keeps shouting and insulting her. I mean, we didn't do anything wrong. We didn't make any mistakes. I didn't know we wouldn't have any of that medicine when I told him to come back in half an hour. Well, as you can imagine, we're not going to serve that man again.
12D, page 126. Exercise 4. Call 1. Part 1.
Hello, I'd like to speak to customer services, please.
If you would like to place an order, press 1.
Here we go again.
If you wish to talk to one of our customer service representatives, press 2.
2.
Richie's Customer Services. How may I help you?
Hello, I'd like to make a complaint about the delivery charges on my last order.
Could I have your name, please, sir?
Yes, it's Neil Jackson. That's Neil Jackson.
And your order number?
Let me see. It starts with a hash sign, then 528. Oh, sorry, that's 582/107-94036.
So that's hash 582/107-94036.
That's right.
Call 2.
Richie's.
Hello, is that customer services?
Yes? How can I help you?
I'm phoning about a delivery you sent me.
I see. Can you give me your name, please?
Tara Jackson.
Is that Tara?
Yeah. The thing is, you've sent me the wrong stuff. I didn't order a blue top. I ordered a brown one. Blue's not my colour.
Just one moment. Can I have the order number, please, Miss Jackson?
What? Oh, yeah, it's somewhere here. Dad, have you seen the piece of paper with the order number? On the table? Wait a minute, it's here somewhere. Got it. It's, one of those funny signs.
You mean a hash?
Yeah, hash. Then 582/412-8 Oh, sorry, that's a 9. 7227.
Can I read that back to you? Hash 582/412-97227. And you say that you've received the wrong colour top.
Yeah, I've already told you. I wanted brown, not blue.
12D, page 126. Exercises 6 and 7. Call 1. Part 2.
And what seems to be the problem, Mr. Jackson?
The thing is, on your website, it says all deliveries are free. But I see from my bill that I've been charged for delivery.
Just one moment. I see your order came to €48, Mr. Jackson, but the offer only applies to deliveries of over €50, not for orders of less than €50.
Well, I think your promotion is misleading because it doesn't say that.
If you look at our website, sir...
Hold on a minute. Right, I have it here on my screen.
And scroll right down to our terms and conditions, you will see that they refer to deliveries over €50 only. It's the last part.
Oh, I didn't see that. The terms and conditions are at the bottom of the screen.
I'm afraid your bill is correct, sir. Do you require any more assistance?
No, but I don't think that's right.
I'm sorry to hear that, but you have been charged correctly. Would you like another service, Mr. Jackson?
No, it's just that your website is confusing. If I'd known, I would have bought another item because my order only came to €48.
I understand, sir. That must be annoying for you. I'll pass on your complaint and you could also complete our online customer service questionnaire.
All right then. Where's that?